All right, everybody. My name is Rich Scott. I'm with Vision of Unity Horsemanship. We've got Del here, and he's coming up on a 9-year-old Colonel Freckles Pepinita bred horse. I've had him since he was 5. I started him. He was started late in life, but he's here now. I've had him for 4 years, and we're going to market him to sell. There's one other video we took of him a year or so ago that we'll have posted. You may have already seen of how he is to clip and do some things like that. So I'm just going to saddle and go to it. I try to do this in a fashion to where you guys can see how horses are, or my horses are. Like I made a little mistake and slipped with my blanket. It didn't bother him none. I don't do a lot of tricks and things of that nature. My horses are more using horses. But this horse, I've had in several ranch roping competitions. He's done very well. And ranch roping is more of it's a roping, but it's more judged than timed. So we're showcasing the stockmanship and the horsemanship, not really the time in which it was done. Right now, I just cinched him up. If I needed to step up and blaze out of here under an urgent situation, that saddle would stay on. I don't over cinch, but I kind of handle my horses like I'm going to use them without being intrusive or evasive. Some people, they spend a little more time, and that's all right if that works for them. But I've learned over time that I can cinch one up pretty good. It's all more about how I get there, not that I got there. Standing quiet, head relaxed. And again, I don't tie my horses up to work with them very much. I work with a lot of young horses, and I've just been in the habit of handling my horses and getting my horses better to handle. Watch with his head, right there. His head got out of the way, so I come down that left side. That's one of the reasons why I don't tie my horses up. You start losing that element of things. He bent pretty good to step across there. This horse has been started in the traditional bridle horse fashion. And that being that up until about 3 months ago, he'd never had anything in his mouth. A lot of times folks are saying, well, my horse is running through this or that. This horse went 4 years of his life in a hackamore. Never had anything in his mouth. Now we're getting him, I'm 2-reining him. And I take my bridles and stuff apart. By the time I get this headgear on him, there's about $2,500 worth of equipment on him. So I do it with quite a little bit of a pride. There's all kinds of ways and things to do things, but this is the way I do it. It's kind of a traditional way of being. Over his nose. Now right there you watched me slip that rein over his neck. Probably wouldn't do that on a young horse, but he's been through this several hundred times. So Bosalita, so I would lead him by the Bosalita, not by the spade. Put the spade bit in the corner. I'm going to put it down on the tongue, get him to work his jaw a little bit. We don't get in a hurry on this deal. It's still under there. I just come over the top of the bridle tooth. Being very careful that everything's over the tongue on a spade. Some folks think it's a harsh bit. Bits aren't harsh, people are. And right now in these early stages, I've got a hobble between my reins that I'll make sure the lead part of my hackamore goes through it, so it's in an appropriate place where if I get off of him, it's not in the way while I'm on him. But there again, there wasn't no fussing. A little bit of more of a process to get one bridled, but he just stands quiet and you can see the expression on his face. At the end of that, I might just move him and check him out. I'll check out his movement, see if he can step forward. He's stepping forward. I haven't seen anything to be worried or concerned about. Pick him up into a trot. Good extension from behind. Roll them hindquarters. Wait. He was getting ready to move, do something I didn't need. He was going to follow through and help me. Step them hindquarters, front quarters to the left. Pick him up to a trot. Even though he's straight up in the bridle, that doesn't mean I wouldn't check him out. Roll them hindquarters to the left. Nothing left keep me from getting on. You got to see it about as raw as it is. I'm not going to pick up my spade bit reins yet, but just in case there was a burr under the saddle or something or trouble or bother him, that I'd only be on the hackamore if I had to take a hold of him. He's soft on that hackamore. You can barely see the hackamore in the film, so that tells you how light it is and how small it is. Now we're good to go. Try it off. No big deal. Step over here. Old bay horse, we'll maybe tinker around with him a little bit. Track him around. Do what I normally do with these young horses. They start out young like the bay horse. They end up a little more accomplished like the gray horse. Softness right there. Track up, follow. Pick up a nice extended trot. Little things like this. I use a flag a lot in my job. Now even the bay horse, he ain't too troubled by this. Maybe I can reach over, maybe I can't. Right there, my horse got a little slightly stiff to the right. Just picked up the hackamore rein and helped him out. Go for success. A lot of folks are punishing the horse for what they're not doing. I just want to help my horses get along. I want you to see that as the bay horse got playful, my horse got serious. He's not playing into all them shenanigans. He's all business. It's kind of funny, when I walk into a room and I'm doing something like this, people go, "Oh, geez, you got a flag." I said, "Yeah, I do." My horse don't even care. Yours might jump through his hide. There again, when that horse gets playful, mine gets busy. But just because I'm in a one-handed bit, don't mean I can't help a little when I need to. I'm working for perfection. I'm not going to let little pieces come undone. I want you to see how short that circle will shorten up. Take the rope down and play that way a little bit. All my horses get roped. They get used to nothing going on and all of a sudden something going on. It's just part of how I live. Kind of a vaquero style of working with horses. Takes a lot of pride in it. There again, a bay horse is trying to say, "Boy, I just want to be with you guys. Every time I get away from you, it turns out to be quite a little bit of a chore." Change the length of my reins just a little bit. There again. Watch how the bay horse is. Right there, he says, "I'm just a little less trouble." Turned into that deal. I didn't quite get him roped, but I can fish that around in there. Maybe end up with him roped. I'm going to flip it off. There again, run that under my horse. Out over there. Might as well just get him there. There's no reason to wait. I'm kind of a guy that instead of waiting to see when the bomb goes off, I'll just set the bomb off. See how well we can recoup. There again, my horse didn't feed into what was going on. Stayed quiet. And I just get some more confident. Right here, I'll just turn him over his haunches, one-handed. That was a nice deal. Turn him over his haunches to the left. Maybe I'll learn the rope someday. But at least that lets you get a chance to see that things are pretty quiet. He don't get bothered by the rope. Rope's been the normal part of his job. Right there, he just took a deep breath and exhaled. He goes, well, I guess I must be kind of done. He's also been on a 100-horse ride last year that he'll go on again this year. I'm the clinician for the American Paint Horse Association, so he'll be the go-to horse whenever anybody else is having trouble. I'll need him to be in a good frame of mind. Right in there, I don't have a lot of cattle, but I work a lot of horses. I work them the same way. Come across, fall in there. Now right here, maybe I can walk up and pet this little bay horse. Well, then let him itch first. The fact that he can even worry about a fly. But there again, look, my horse is on a forward lateral movement. Soft. He's got a feel of me and for me. Right there. Stop. Wait, slide over. That kind of shows what the bay horse's education's getting. Into the bend. Move the haunches over to the right, into the bend. Got a lot, both ends working evenly. We'll step out here. I want you to see that the life is moving smooth through him. If I was on a horse with a little more trouble, I might stop and let him take some breaks. But everything is smooth. I'm going to step them hindquarters over. He's a little late with the hindquarters. Bingo. Change hands. Go back over here and play with some circles. Pick his way right over that.